Well, as many of you know, I am currently trying to get an oncologist and help with cancer. How long has it been, guys? It took months to get a mammogram because of screwed up paperwork. Welcome to healthcare in America. It's not the COVID virus stopping me. This is bureaucracy. They can't seem to get it together. And I used to be good at making people do their jobs. I really did. But I think when it's yourself, it's like, I just can't think. I probably have cancer in my brain or something. We always did call it insanity. Now maybe it'll come true. But my daughter got on board, and she is like I used to be, and she is a fighter. And we decided that Warrensburg was just a cluster fudge of miscommunication. I had a surgeon wanting me to take 150 milligrams of prednisone, go in and have tests, and then that night start another 150 milligrams of prednisone and have a test the next day, but that one was ordered by the oncologist that I've never seen. And then they wanted to give me surgery and put a port in me on Wednesday without ever having had an oncologist or a team or a plan or anything. Just shove a port in me. And then I got a call from a hospital wanting me to just come to Kansas City. Well, I went to the surgeon who has all the approval papers and power, and I said, "Why did you just shove me off to research?" "We didn't. We know nothing about it." So my daughter has now got research at research trying to find out who made this appointment and why. And ironically, when I told her I couldn't be there the day after surgery because I wasn't putting a port in and having surgery and driving for 8 hours in a day, 4 hours up and 4 hours back, after having surgery, the girl made me the appointment on that day, sent me an email confirmation of it. I wrote back, "Cancel this" on it, never got a reply. And the woman looked it up and said that Dr. Sing or whatever never existed, or did exist but was not ever in on Thursdays, which is when the girl made me the appointment that I told her not to. That's under investigation because of my daughter. Way to go, baby doll. And we don't know why all the cluster fudge is on. So they've changed my second CT and MRI scan to Thursday. I get 2 days off. I am full of radiation. Do I look like I'm glowing? I should. I probably go to the bathroom tonight and the toilet will grow because they shoved me full of radiation. I had a brain scan. They didn't tell me if they saw one, so I don't have information back on that yet. And then I had to have a bone scan. And interesting thing on that, I had my doctor x-raying my hip. Do y'all remember when I was complaining about my hip hurting? And she said I had sacroiliitis and I was getting old and there was nothing you could do about it. She wanted to put injections in my hip, and I said, "No, I'm going on the carnivore diet. I'm going to go on the carnivore diet and I'm going to cure my hip." And I did. I went on the carnivore diet for 12 months, and the pain in my hip lessened, the pain throughout my body lessened, and I stayed completely a good girl, no sugar or anything. I stuck the whole 12. I think I had a couple of cheese, but they were very small. And then I went off of it with the COVID and my grandkids coming. That's 4 months ago, and that's when I found the lump. So apparently I grew this lump while I was on the carnivore diet. Interesting, guys. If zero sugar and the carnivore diet are supposed to heal, why do I have this cancer? Interesting. I'm sure I'm going to be putting some research into that all along. And they did my hip, and the woman said to me, "You have an artifact in your hip. What is it?" And I'm like, never had hip surgery. If there's an artifact in me, it's left over from surgery I've had in the past. But I just had my hip x-rayed a year and 6 months ago or so, was it? Before I went on the carnivore diet. And my doctor was like, "It's nothing. Nothing wrong with your hip. It's sacroiliitis. Nothing wrong with it." The same as she told me my blood work was perfect. Keep doing what you're doing. Somebody somewhere is not a very good doctor. I have no faith in the medical community in this country. But I'm going to show you something a little bit lighter, as well as my Dobby. And we're going to, I'll show you something really cool I found on the road. And I will show you some film footage of me getting a COVID test. Ow. I don't know if I had the camera lined up. I didn't want her to know I was filming, so I had my thing turned backwards. And then I filmed a little bit today just to get some, audio And they had turned me down. They couldn't find my appointments when I got there today, but they did find them finally. So, again, clusterfudge. New word, I made it up. Figure it out. Watch, enjoy. I love you all. Thanks for all of you who have donated. Oh my gosh, you know, love you. You don't have to. Hello, Grandma DC here. And I have a surprise for you. Let's start with something wonderful. Look at my baby girl Dobby. She's 5 days old. Is this not the most precious baby you have ever seen? She's starting to get little black hairs on her head. Now don't ask me how. Mommy's blonde and Daddy's blonde. And she's going to be a brunette like her grandma. Yes, you are. She takes after me. I hope I don't get as bald as her while I'm on chemo. I think I probably will. If I ever get chemo. Wait till you see the next videos. I'll tell you all about it. Maggie's being the best mommy dog. Who's a good girl. Cover them up. Good mama. Well, since Dr. Diane's office hasn't called me back in the last hour, hour and a half, we're going to have to get going because they only do the COVID testing until 5, and we don't want to miss that. Why, I don't know. Because I don't know if I'm going to have surgery on Wednesday or not now that Dr. Diane's trying to shove me off to some other hospital somewhere, so I don't know. Yeah, welcome to America and our healthcare system with the insurance. TRICARE Prime. Not very prime. Well, I'm up here trying to get my COVID test. They're supposed to come out to the car, and we've ran into trouble with the phone cutting out, the call not going through, the woman couldn't spell my name, she couldn't get my birth date right. Mom went inside to try to find somebody, was finally successful at finding someone who gave her a phone number that was correct, because the phone number I had was not the right phone number apparently to call. And I called that number, and again, how do you spell it, how do you spell it, who's the doctor, when is the surgery, I don't know. And I got a email on the way up here from that doctor of research out in Kansas that was like, here's a confirmation of your appointment the day after major surgery next Wednesday, 3.5 hour drive to Kansas, whatever. And I was like, cancel appointment. I am not going on a major road trip the day after I have a port put in and hemorrhage to death for anyone. And I don't want to go to a doctor way out there who doesn't know what's going on and probably want to just do the test all over again. And everything I'm going to be going through this week. So I'm trying to get them to put me to St. Luke's. Matter of fact, this COVID virus test, it says St. Luke Health System on the door. Why haven't they just sent me to St. Luke's then? So that's what I'm trying to do. I had one girl on the phone that called confirming this appointment, to have the COVID test. And she said that Dr. Diane isn't in her office today for very long, that she leaves early on Friday. So that may be one of the reasons they've not called me back. And here she comes.
Yeah. All right, got one nasal swab for you.
How bad is this going to hurt? Don't tell me,
I'm gonna
just do
say
it.
It's a little uncomfortable.
Oh, I love that word. That's like having birth.
Yeah,
a little uncomfortable. Just breathe through
It's
it.
temporary. I promise it will go away. All right, got to get in there a ways. That's why it's a little uncomfortable.
I know.
But got to get in there to be effective.
Ow.
I'm sorry.
I know. Ow. Whoa, that does hurt. Whoa.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Get this sent off, and
Okay.
they'll call you. Negative results they may not call till Monday.
Right.
So don't panic if you don't hear.
They just wanted it done for the surgery.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
All right, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Golly, I hope that recorded. Oh, my eye is watering.
Did you have that turned?
It hurt. Whoosh. Well, so we came back to have a bone scan, brain scan. I've got all these meds on board that Dr. Kinney ordered to come here, and the paperwork isn't right. They don't have the right paperwork now, again. So she's going to check with the lab to see if they've been informed that I was supposed to be here. So we're off to just our typical start here in the hospital at Warrensburg. That's why we've got this all written down.
They have no orders in lab for you.
So we get to go home. All right, we'll head up to...
No,
No, just the lab,
that's
the
just for the
brain
labs.
and the bone.
Your scan, everything else, but I can't find your lab orders.
Okay, Crystal must have not have got it put through. 'Cause
I'm gonna
she
go
said,
look
remember she
somewhere else, one more place, but
said, should I try calling Crystal?
they're not open yet.
Not open yet.
Alright, so I'm looking in another place to see if it's there, okay?
Okay.
But they usually take them to the lab. Hey Claudia, do you got orders for Elsie Keith for her stuff? Okay, I'm not seeing anything scanning and her encounter. That's why I'm trying to find her lab work too. She have lab work in there too? Just had to go another way about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I was like, let me do some digging. We make very good detectives over here.
Used you last time when we got turned away.
Oh man, that's not good.
Well, we're on the phone trying to get Whiteman to answer because even though they said they washed their hands of me, apparently I'm trying to get to Ellis Fischel. It's nobody's answering for Whiteman, and we can't get. This is what, the 5th time we've tried to call. So I think we're going to have to give up on Whiteman. I need them to send a referral to Ellis Fischel now. They can't get a second-hand referral from Dr. Diane. And they screwed up my tests because all my blood hemolyzed, and I had to have it taken twice out of both arms. I have done the brain scan this morning. Now I'm full of radiation and have to wait until this afternoon to come get a bone scan. And then they said, I said I was supposed to be back tomorrow, and I'm taking all this prednisone and stuff. I said a lot of prednisone for like 2 days in a row test. And they were like, oh yeah, no, we better put that off till next Thursday. So then I had research had called me and said they were setting me up an appointment for Thursday, and I didn't know why. I thought Diane, the doctor here, had, set me there. Come to find out, they don't know anything about research or why research called and wanted to set me up an appointment with some doctor there. They had never heard of that. So now I find out it's illegal for Dr. Schweitzer to send a referral, according to Ellis Fischel in Columbia, Missouri. So my daughter's on it. It's just cluster F after cluster F. It's like Keystone Cops. This one woman told me, she says, man, you have bad luck. And I was like, you have no idea, And so we have 3 hours to wait for the radiation to soak into my bones.
You need to call Robin.
And my daughter is calling people and calling me and trying to, I got to get referrals and permissions, and I've got to try to get things transferred to Columbia now to see if we can actually see an oncologist after 4 months. But I can't even get a hold of Whiteman to get them to send a referral to Ellis Fischel now. Just keeping you up with the BS. Healthcare in America. Oh, what a great thing. Yeah, you think we need reform? Boy, do we. And I've already paid my first copay. And thank you to everyone who's donated to my PayPal. On the upside, we did discover that Walgreens does faxing, and since Western Missouri says they have no record of me, which is where I am today having my test, and they don't have any of my lab records, but I have copies, we're heading over to Walgreens and see if we can fax them ourselves. I'm glad Walgreens has
And we want
fax.
that copy of that disc today from all the imaging that they're doing today. I want that in our hand when we leave that hospital.
I don't know if
So
we
we
can
don't
get that.
lose that. Yes, I thought you when you came
They
out.
said I could have one, but when it was all over after Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday we'll get it.
Yeah.
Post office is due.
We're at McDonald's. I ordered 2 decaf coffees because I've had nothing to drink since yesterday. And we're sitting in the number 2 reserved waiting. Anything go right today? We're trying to coordinate, my daughter and Pam and I, between Ellis Fischel, Western Missouri, who now says they have no record of me being there, although I'm there. I have paperwork, thank God for Pam, that shows lab results and stuff. We're trying to fax it to Ellis Fischel ourselves. It's crazy. Well, McDonald's brought my coffees out. I said 6 creamers, 6 Splenda a piece, and they brought them out black. Now they have to go back and get the creamers and Splenda, so we're still waiting. I tell you when I have no luck at all. This is Howl. This is the baby Mom found in her yard and we've been raising on a bottle. But Howl chewed the nipple off her bottle, so now she doesn't have a baba anymore. It was ready to wean when you chew the nipple off, right? Any mom can tell you that. Howl is cute, beyond belief. Yes, she is. Oh, she's got an itch. Got an itch right there. Howl is black, but the black is striped. Yes, Bart, I know. And so this is your daily dose of cuteness right here. Yeah, I don't really like cats, but this one is awful sweet. You're an awful sweet baby. Yes, you is. You're the baby. We like babies. And Hal has a home. Because Finn, my grandchild's dad, is going to give Hal a home when he gets moved to his new apartment. Yeah, you have a home, don't you? He's a good girl. It's good. What do you think? He says, I don't think much. Whoops. Look what I just saw walking across the road. Look at her, or him. Isn't that amazing? Alligator snapper. Heading to the ditch. It made it across the road, thank heavens. It's so strange to see one walking on land like that. Wow.